Hello, my name is Andrew Carapiet. I'm from Media Friendly. I'm a former BBC TV producer from National News. This is a presentation on the secrets of crisis management as far as the media is concerned. I have 3 golden rules before you even engage with the media. The first golden rule is to act promptly when a crisis occurs. Do not leave an information vacuum. If you leave an information vacuum, somebody else will fill it. If you don't respond to the media will go to the other side. Somebody who is perhaps an enemy of yours, somebody who has an opposing viewpoint, and then their story will appear in the local newspaper, on the local radio instead of yours. So rule number 1 in a crisis is to try and act as quickly as possible. News is what happens today. If it happened yesterday, it becomes fish and chip paper. So that means a response on the day, preferably within an hour or 2 of a crisis occurring. I know it's hard, but it has to be done. So my first golden rule is to act promptly. My second golden rule is to front up, to have a human being actually speaking to the media. A written statement as a holding statement can work for maybe 30 minutes, an hour, a couple of hours, but really these days we live in the digital age. We have radio, we have television, we have websites, we have the internet. The public demand somebody from an organisation, somebody who is an authority, to actually speak to them, to reassure them, to tell them what actually happened. So my second golden rule is to have a human being actually fronting up, speaking to the public through the media. My third golden rule is not to spin. Do not spin. Stick to the facts. So for example, if 3 people have died from the superbug infection MRSA in your local hospital, when you're actually giving the facts of what happened, you can say several things. You can say things like, there's 3 investigations taking place as we speak to try and find out what actually happened. There is our own hospital's internal investigation. The second investigation is from an external organisation, the Health and Safety Executive, and the third investigation is from the police, because 3 people have died in their city, in their town. They want to know what happened. The second kind of fact I might want to give is you may want to expand a little bit on MRSA and say something like, well, 4 out of 5 cases of MRSA are brought into hospitals from outside, either by visitors who don't wash their hands properly, or in some cases by the patients themselves. And a third fact you may want to use is that our hospital treats 100,000 patients every year. This is the first time in 40 years since this hospital actually opened that we've ever had such a case take place here. So it's that kind of fact which I want you to communicate through the media to the public. So the 3 golden rules: act promptly, human being fronting up, stick to the facts, don't spin. When it comes to what you actually say, I use a formula called the 3 R's. This is for extreme crisis. This is when something awful happens, like when somebody dies. The 3 R's stand for regret, reason, remedy. It does what it says on the tin. Let me give you an example. If you work for a council or if you work for a housing association, and if one of your tenants dies in a council flat of carbon monoxide poisoning, if your Corgi engineer or equivalent of visited the previous week and gave it the 12-month seal of approval, that's a crisis. You're in big trouble. The media will come calling, they will demand a media interview. Your housing director, the chief executive of a housing association, or whoever will have to front up and will go on the TV or the radio the next morning. And this is what you say. The question will be, how on earth could this possibly happen? Surely you have been negligent. Where is your resignation letter? That's why no one likes to do these difficult interviews. Most people would answer the question, what happened, by simply going to the second R, the reason for what happened. I'm saying to you, somebody has died. You want to take a step back. The first thing you do is express regret. You can even use the S word. You can even say sorry where possible. In fact, I would encourage you to say something like, can I first of all say that I'm feeling very sorry for the family of one of our tenants who has died in one of our council houses last night. Or you might want to say that you feel very sorry this tragic accident has happened. So let me give you an idea of what you should say during this kind of crisis interview. If you follow my technique, the 3 R's, the first thing you want to say is, can I first of all say that everyone in our council, everyone in our housing association is devastated at this news. First thing I want to do is to convey our sincere condolences to the family of one of our tenants who has tragically died in one of our council houses last night. Now, you've asked me a very serious question. You've said some very strong things about our organisation, and also you've called for my resignation. Let me give you the facts. The facts are these. As you correctly reported, yes, one of our tenants has died in one of our council houses last night. The cause of death is not yet known. I repeat, it is not yet known. So you've jumped the gun. You said it's carbon monoxide poisoning. We don't know that as yet. So the third R, the remedy, what we've done is we've launched an investigation to try and find out what actually happened, to try and answer your question. Let me address the actual issue about carbon monoxide poisoning. So carbon monoxide is a silent killer. It's a silent but deadly gas. Now, what this organisation does, and we don't have to do that, is every 5 years we send out to each one of our 12,000 tenants a free carbon monoxide tester kit. This acts like a smoke alarm. It emits a loud shriek when this silent but deadly gas is present. This morning, I've asked my team to send out 12,000 free new carbon monoxide tester kits, purely as a precaution, purely to reassure our tenants we have their best interests at heart. Not only that, we've also identified 30 similar houses in the same street, built at exactly the same time, because they have the same gas and electrical appliances. I've asked a team of our engineers to go out today, and again, purely as a precaution, purely to reassure our tenants, to do checks on all the gas and all the electrical appliances which are present. And finally, on our website, on ourcouncil.gov.uk, every 24 hours, I've instructed my team to give updates so that everyone will be made aware as to how the investigation is proceeding, as to how an external investigation being conducted by the Health and Safety Executive is proceeding, so that we are being open with everyone. So it's regret, it's reason, and it's remedy. I've been Andrew Carapiet from Media Friendly. Thank you very much for listening to me.